fretta. Non so chi sei, cosa fai, il tuo nome non so, ma devo passare ma tu non t'accorgi di me. Ehi, ehi, ehi.
Over the last 2 years, I have won 6 salvage cars at the auction, and 3 of them have involved me in a scam. The first car I got scammed on? Porsche 911. Somehow the auction forgot to tell me that this car had a bad engine. That little white lie by the auction cost me $8,000. My next most memorable auction scam was this Lamborghini. Yep, that's this Lamborghini, and without going into details, I got scammed out of 15,000 bucks on that car. It all worked out, but man, that pissed me off. I wore gloves so I didn't cut my hand. I also expected that to be a little bit more dramatic. It just kind of broke on the bottom. As for the reason why it's so quiet in the garage this morning, I'm in the process of getting scammed again. And this time around, it's the Bentley. The car actually seems like it's in decent shape, and I wasn't technically scammed by the seller of the car or the auction selling the car. Well, not that I'm aware of. And before the car even got delivered, I could see that it had bumper problems and fender problems and probably a few other problems. So I hit the internet and found myself what I think is a fender. I haven't opened the box yet because I've been distracted, and also a bumper. Still trying to sell the Lamborghini wheels if anybody's interested. But this is actually the second bumper that I bought for this Bentley. The first bumper, nowhere to be found. It was the middle of July when I found a website selling exactly what I needed in the form of a Bentley Continental front bumper. I sent them $1,999 in exchange for one of their bumpers that also comes with grills and washer covers. The website said I should have my bumper within 10 days, so I paid on July 14th. Fast forward nearly a month and I don't have my bumper or a shipping update or literally any information about my bumper or my $2,000. And that really pissed me off. Gloves are off. Very similar damage. One of the worst parts about getting scammed is how exhausting it can be. Fortunately, I used PayPal for the transaction, so they can go to battle for me and we can refocus on our cars. This is the first time in over 100 videos that I actually feel like the garage space is too small for what we need, because the Bentley and the Lamborghini don't fit in the garage together. Just getting set up to work on the cars can turn into quite the shuffle. And sometimes we spend just as much time moving cars as I do working on them. But if we can get a couple cars out of our way, namely the Lamborghini, don't wake the baby, we can finally dig into our Bentley. Woo! Almost dug into our Bentley. Hope that sucker starts. I've been so tied up in this scam process that I haven't started the Bentley in a while. And in a car like this, that's just a recipe for a dead battery. Come on, baby. Perfect. I'd like to prioritize getting the front end off so we can really see what's underneath all this damage. Probably pretty safe to assume it's just more damage. The depreciation on a car like this is what really makes it desirable to a guy like me. Brand new, this is a $200,000 car, which is actually the same price as our Lamborghini. The Lamborghini is now worth about $100,000. But the Bentley in the used marketplace is only worth around $30,000. The Lambo's retained 50% or more of its brand new value. The Bentley is worth 15% of what it was new. 15%. It becomes apparent very quickly why people in the DIY automotive world love this car. And it's because it's just so cheap compared to what it cost when it was new. I bought this car last month at the salvage auction for $16,000. Which compared to the $200,000 MSRP, this is a great way to get yourself into a fancy car for a really affordable amount of money. As long as, of course, we can fix this ourselves in the garage, using our own skill set, and using our own tools. Because as long as there's no other hidden damage underneath these body panels, by the end of this project, we should have an incredibly affordable Bentley Continental. Hopefully all this needs is a little. Yep, that's all it needed. With the bumper out of the way, we should be able to see just how screwed we really are. This long piece is the crash bar that's attached to the frame, and somehow this area where the accident occurred is completely free of any damage. That would have ended our project. The fender is the other big piece that has to come off. My hope is that inside this box is the genuine Bentley replacement. If I remember correctly, there's a little bit of damage to this fender. Hopefully it's nothing we can't just fix. I'm also hopeful that FedEx has something for us. Yes. What's up, man? Awesome. How are you today? Cool. Hey, thank you very much. See ya. Ah, thanks, dude. Perfect timing. More Bentley parts. Oh, God. I wear a microphone, so you couldn't really hear what the nice FedEx driver was saying. But he complimented me on my cars, which was really cool. And even nicer, he said he was gonna follow the channel. So thanks, man. Very warm in here. I can already tell this is damaged in a few areas. I'm like really bad at returning things when they need to be returned. I'd rather just fix it, unless I'm getting scammed. This does seem pretty beat up from shipping, but as long as it's reasonably acceptable, we'll just keep rolling with it. The only reason why I'm opening the fender right now is so that I can see where the mounting bolts go on it, so I can figure out how to get ours off. I figure this way we can essentially reverse engineer our way through our rebuild. Compliments to VW who designed this car. There's really just a few bolts all along the perimeter, and no real surprises in getting this thing off. What surprises lay underneath remains a mystery. My rationale with rebuilding any car is always the same. You keep disassembling the parts until there are no broken parts left to disassemble. Then you just build your way back out with new parts. I've been complaining about these 18-volt DeWalt tools for a long time. This battery is from 2000. It's actually not that old. Oh crap, my wife's home. I gotta pretend like I was babysitting the whole time. And where's the monitor? Hey, sweetheart. Yeah, she's still sleeping. She just got up. 5 of the bolts are pretty hard to reach, so we're gonna get this thing up in the air. Because I think that one wheel is really getting in the way. And then we can also check the suspension out while we're at it. Whoa. Well, that didn't take much. Oh no, there's a wheel lock. Highly doubt I have that wheel lock, but maybe we can find it in the car. Seems likely that this would be a trunk item. Check that out. I'm just remembering from the last video, there were tools under here, right? Let's see. Yes! See, this is nice because Bentley owners typically don't work on their own cars. People who work on their own cars lose these types of things. There are just so many ways for these projects to get completely stopped in their tracks. Glad we have the tools. Mechanics 101. Break loose the bolts before you put the car up in the air. Some things you just gotta learn 10 times over, 11 times over. And down we go. Now with the wheels on the ground, let's see if we can get this loose. Safety glasses is all I could find. They're better than nothing, but eye protection, that's a mistake you only make once. I guess you could make it twice. Something tells me we're gonna snap a bolt. Let's see. Oh no, that worked. Okay, that's 1. 2. Oh, what was that, you think? So the splined end goes in the lug, and then your socket goes on top of that. And as long as you don't strip it, life is good. All right, be good to us. We're being good to you. Oh, it worked. That's awesome. Back up in the air we go. Oh, they are bolts. They're lug bolts. Right now, there's nothing holding that wheel on other than corrosion and bad luck. Nice. Wow, huge brakes on a Bentley. That's awesome if you're into brakes. I'm hoping if I can get the wheel liner out, then I'll be able to get access to the rest of these nuts. To not have this break in the accident and to get it out without breaking it would be a huge win. Or maybe I'll just leave it sitting like that. With everything removed, it was actually really simple getting this fender off, and I didn't break anything in the process. So I have some really good news and some equally sad news. Up close, you can see all the structural components of our Bentley are completely uninjured from the accident. There's gonna be no formal body work to fix this thing. But check it out. I broke my camera. I mean, I like really broke it. Which is kind of heartbreaking to see it like this because they're super expensive and it's kind of my lifeline for this channel. So while I figure out what I'm gonna do about that, let's get the wheel mounted. We'll button this thing back up so we can move it around temporarily while we go out and get black Bentley paint. I can only store 1 car in the garage at a time. So for right now, the Bentley gets put back together and the Lamborghini goes back in the garage. Breaking my camera makes me realize how much I really enjoy filmmaking. It's not just working on the cars, but also working on the video. So before I do anything else, I'm gonna fix my camera.
Just